Hey Pisces, it's your girl D with 8th house energy here to bring you your reading for July 2020. Well, one of the many that I'm going to be bringing to you. I hope all is well with everybody. I hope that you are enjoying your summer or wherever you are, you're enjoying the season. Hopefully you're staying sucker free, germ free, and you're staying safe. I appreciate all the energy and the love and support that you guys show to the channel. Thank you so much for all you bring to the channel. I do want to let you know that this is not going to resonate with every Pisces placement. So take what does resonate, leave the rest. I do want to let you know that there is going to be an extended to this video. The link is going to be in the box below. Feel free to check that out. So we're going to do 5 cards here from the Dreams of Gaia deck to give us an overall message. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a look more in detail at that message with the Mystic Monday Tarot deck. And then we'll clarify in the extended what's going on, and we'll get you some advice there as well. So let's see what we got for you. I don't know why the cards are not coming out for you guys. What's going on with Pisces? Thank you. All right. So the first card out is Perception. I'll show you all the cards after we get them out. What do you have for Pisces? What kind of messages do you have for Pisces? All right. And this is any placement of Pisces that you have. It doesn't matter where it is. If the message resonates, it does. If it doesn't, just, take what does. Switch the roles if you need to as well, especially, if you feel like, oh, well, no, they did that. I wasn't the one who did it. Switch the roles, It's a general read. All right, and then one more for you, Pisces. All right. Let's get these going here. So we're going to be looking at the Dreams of Gaia Tarot deck. This deck I had for about a year, and I haven't really touched it too much. I did a few personal readings with it, but I'm going to start doing more, and I'm going to start using them here in the general readings as well because they have really great messages. All right. So the first card here is a major arcana. It's called Perception. Look at the artwork in these cards. These cards are super dope. So it's called Perception. So let's see what this means in reference to your current energy here. So with Perception, we're talking about how you put yourself out there to the world, the way that you, understanding what your sense tells you. The perceptions that shape your worldview. Knowledge and understanding are limited. Changed perception cannot be unchanged. Is your perception clouded? So what is your view on things? What's your perception? What's your understanding on things? What's your worldview? What is your opinion on yourself? Do you use objectivity when looking at things? Do you look at things from a biased point of view? Are you looking at things from a clarity point of view? What's your view on things? So this talks about it pertains to maybe organization, identification, and interpretation of sensory information in order to understand what you sense in your experience. So what's your perception on things, And then the challenge is, in reference to you identifying your perception on things, let's see what we got here. So we got the 9 of Air. The 9 of Air card. And it came out in reverse, okay? So we're going to see what the challenge is in reference to your perception or your view on things. So with the 9 of Air, this talks about, and it's in reverse here. So this talks about self-awareness. Let me show it to you upright. It talks about self-awareness. It talks about universal consciousness, understanding, insight, vision, imagination, fantasy, creativity. As far as it being in reverse, what it says specifically, it says, all too often we allow fears, sometimes imagined fears, to prevent us from leading a happy and productive, fulfilling life. We limit our potential because we imagine we will be laughed at. We do not express our thoughts and feelings because we fear what others will do or think of us if we are not honest, or if we are honest, We imagine failure, and so we may simply not try. The 9 of Air represents the opportunity to use our imagination to banish our imagined fears. You may have a fear of heights, even if you've not fallen in reality, because you have imagined falling. or you may have chosen not to take an opportunity and try because you have imagined failure. Likewise, you may reject a potential relationship because you imagine it not working. But just as you imagine your worst fears, you can also imagine success. When you find your imagination taking you down a negative pathway, you can choose to take control of your dreams instead. And it is your power to shift and change all that you imagine. When you see failure, change it to success. When you imagine an ending, instead of see it as a beginning. When you fall, learn how to fly. It is your imagination. It is yours to control, to manipulate, and to create. Imagine your fears away. So for a lot of you, your perception and views on things are based on fears. They're not based on your experiences, your personal experiences. It could be something somebody told you. It could be something that you heard, something that you may have imagined, a variation of the situation. And so you're automatically assuming the worst. So the challenge is to get a clear view on things, get a clear perception on things. Look at why you're fearing this. What is it that you're afraid of? All right? And what this universe wants you to do, the spirit guides, guardian angels, and ancestors want you to do, is they want you to embody or keep in mind the energy of the Queen of Water. All right? So the Queen of Water is what's showing here. Now with this Queen of Water energy, this is all about being loving, compassionate, empathetic, sensitive, vulnerable, romantic, intuitive, and emotional honesty. So this is all about using your intuition, really tapping into your higher self to find out what it is that is keeping you afraid, what it is that is telling you that your perception of the situation is going to turn out for the worst. Okay, this is about trusting your feelings and your senses, looking beyond the surface, a bright and positive outcome. To show vulnerability is to show strength. Be the embodiment of love. And what are you overextending emotionally? Withdrawing love as a punishment, and use your own common sense. So this here is just talking about, you have a perception on something. You may, the challenge is that, you may fear something based on what someone else's perception or view is of it. It may not be coming from what you actually understand. So you have to, use your common sense to say, hey, why am I feeling this way? Why do I feel that this is an issue? What is it that is keeping me from moving forward? Why am I fearing this? And so once you do that, you'll probably be in a position where you'll be able to say, okay, is this a legitimate fear? Is it not? And if it's not a legitimate fear, then why was I thinking this? Let me dispel this. Let me move away from this, because it's not what is benefiting me at all. So when you do that, you are able to distinguish between what is real, what is a perception of reality, and what really is reality. So where your head is at right now is the Six of Earth. Okay, so here's the card for the Six of Earth. And this talks about family, community, protection, providence, dependability, responsibility, duty, service, self-sacrifice, and martyrdom. Responsibility and duty to family. Give love, care, and support. Lead by example. A time of sharing. Learning about nature. Important matters need your attention. Protect the animals, forests, and oceans. Help for a right reason. Okay? So your perception of a situation may be, no, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to help, or I'm not going to participate in that. And it could be because you have a false perception of what's going on. So as a result, you won't participate and help in a manner where you're showing compassion and love. This is what the universe wants you to do here. Okay? So as a result of your perception of things, you feel like you don't want to be bothered with it, or you don't want to participate in it, or you're not interested in it. The outcome is the Three of Fire. So let's see what the Three of Fire talks about. So the Three of Fire, as the outcome here, talks about taking action, okay? Putting in hard work, putting in effort, putting in energy, okay? Necessary sacrifice, experiment, practice, and refine. Avoid copying those who inspire. Step out into the great unknown and trust. Put your objectives first. Avoid cutting corners, pay attention to details, And have you lost your direction? So this is a situation here where you have to understand what's important to you. Okay? Your perception of something could be you're looking at it from the worst point that you could look at it at. You have to ask yourself why you're looking at it that way. If you're afraid of something, the first thing you should do is ask why. If something is not making sense to you, ask why. Get clarification on the why part, you know? And then once you get clarification on that, then you're able to make the decision that may warrant you actually taking action, or you warrant you taking inaction. But don't do it off of someone else's perception. Don't do it off of a perception that you really don't have facts on. It's just a fear-based view that you're going on when you've never even encountered this experience, or even, realize all the other options that could come into play if you actually look at it from a common sense perspective. And if you tap into your intuitive energy to see what your higher self is telling you as to why you feel that way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the Mystic Monday deck, and we're going to find out what this message is relating to as far as what your experience is. So what is it that you have a perception of that might be false? And why do you have this perception? And is this perception preventing you from taking action? So what messages do we have? Okay, so the current situation right now for you is the Strength card in reverse. So some of you are afraid to take action in something. Okay, you're afraid, and it could be because of your perception of things. All right, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse here. You're afraid to take action because you don't know what the outcome is. You're afraid that you may run into something that is not going to be in your favor here. With the Knight of Wands in reverse, this is somebody who looks at things in a negative perspective, because the Knight of Wands is ruled by Sagittarius. Sagittarius is all about optimism. It's all about looking at the glass half full. You're afraid of this situation because you're looking at the worst that could possibly happen. So what are the... Ooh, we're not going to take that. So what are the energies that are positively or negatively affecting your view on this situation, and why you are afraid? What is it that you're afraid of? So we have the Empress that came out. Okay, she came out in reverse. So you're afraid. You being afraid of this is preventing growth, is what I'm getting here. As a result of you looking at this situation from a glass half empty scenario or standpoint, you're preventing growth. This growth could be in in your financial sector, okay, because we got the Ten of Pentacles underneath here. So it could be a particular project or a particular partnership that you may want to get into, a business venture of some sort, applying for a job, applying for a promotion. You being afraid because you have preconceived ideas of what's going to happen and how it's going to work, or I may not like this position because I may have to do this, or I may have to do that. I don't know if I'm going to want to do it, when you haven't even gone to an interview to see what it is that you are going to be required to do. Like you're killing the dream before you even allow it to come into fruition here. All right, so let's see what happened in the past here. You may have had some negative experiences in the past. With the Moon card here in reverse, maybe this is drawing up a memory of something that you've had in the past. With the Ace of Wands here, this could have been a situation where you may have had exciting opportunity to do something, but with the Moon card here, you're just afraid. It's in reverse here. Some things have been revealed to you in the past about a brand new opportunity. So I'm wondering what this was that was revealed to you with the Moon here. What information was revealed to you to make you feel like, no, I don't want to take that. I don't want to go that route. Okay? It's definitely a new opportunity, but why don't you want to take it? Let's take a look at the more recent past. So what happened in the more recent past here? Some opportunity was revealed to you. All right, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so whatever it was annoying to you. It stressed you out. It caused you to think about it over all the time. It was, this is analysis paralysis. We have the Star card underneath the deck. This is someone hoping, and wishing. Okay, this is someone who has hope in a situation. So you're hoping for this, but you're afraid that it's not going to work out. So this is where this analysis paralysis comes in. It's like half of you is hoping that it works out, but the other half of you is like, no, it's not going to work out. It's just going to, so you keep going back and forth in your head about this. You're driving yourself bonkers. This is all self-imposed. What's the crowning thoughts here? Okay, the crowning thoughts is the Emperor in reverse. So this is about not having control over the situation. So this is what the problem is. You have very limited control over the outcome, and it's driving you insane. Okay, with the Two of Pentacles in reverse here, it's like you don't have any control over if this thing grows or not. You may be in a situation where you're unable to commit. You're feeling that you can't commit to the situation because there's limited control in the situation. You're too worried about what could happen, what could go wrong. And as a result, it's stifling the growth of the situation with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Now, what's in your fears? What are you afraid of? We have the Fool card. So you're afraid of a new beginning. You're afraid of having to start over. Depending on what it is, starting over can be can be a bit scary. And with the King of Wands underneath the deck, that's exactly what's going on. You're afraid to start over. This is something that scares you. It's something that for some of you, you're just not ready for this opportunity. You're not as ready as you thought you could be. Maybe you're not ready financially. That might be the issue, and you're stressing about how you're going to get money. Okay? With the Emperor in reverse here, this could represent that you're having some financial difficulties doing what it is that you need, because we did have the Empress show up in reverse. So maybe it's just that you're not financially ready, and that's what's harboring you. There's a business opportunity or some type of potential for you to do something, and it's something that you really wanted to do because it was the Star card there. It was something that you really wanted. But because of your financial situation, maybe that's what's keeping you from moving forward. But in your fears, you're afraid of starting over because you're afraid that you're not going to be ready. So let's see how other people see you. Or the people who presented the idea to you, if someone presented this to you, how do people see you? They see you as the person. They see you as the one who can do this. The Six of Wands. They see you as somebody who's lucky. You got a great opportunity. Like, wow, this is really dope. This is how they're seeing you. But we got the Devil energy in reverse here. It's like you're at a point here where it's just like, for some of you, this is you leaving a situation that is abusive. Okay, this is, for some of you, this is what this is. And you're scared because this is a step that you're taking to put yourself in a position where your life is going to change permanently. You've been wanting to get out of this situation for so long. It's like now that the time is here, you're starting to talk yourself out of it. Because you're like, what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? What if this goes wrong? But you wanted this for so long. This is what you dreamed about. This is what you wanted. And people are seeing you as you getting what you want. You're getting what you're wanting. You're victorious. They see you as such. But you're afraid of starting over. Now, what's in your hopes? We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you want to drop this burden. You want to drop this. You want to let this go. That's what's in your hopes. And under the deck, we have the King of Cups. See, you want to let this go, and you want to, this is all about self-love. This is all about taking action to put yourself in a position where you're loving on yourself and you're doing what's best for you. Some of you, this is you coming out of a relationship that's no good for you. Some of you, this is coming out of working for others and going off into your own entrepreneurial ventures. For some of you, this is leaving, a controlling family dynamic and going off on your own and doing what's best for you and leaving that stress and that aggravation behind. So let's see what the outcome is. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, this is telling me that things are not going to move forward for whatever reason. You're stopping the ball on the situation because with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you're afraid that things are not going to turn out the way that you want them to. But the outcome is that you don't have the money to do what you need to do with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this is a money factor for some of you. You're not able to invest in this situation. Okay, this is something you really, really, really wanted to invest in, and now that the opportunity is here, you don't have the finances to do so. So for some of you, that's what it is. It's a business partnership, or it's a project that you wanted to work on, or it was a trip that you wanted to go on, or it was something that you've been wanting this for a while. And it's like you don't have the money to do it. Okay? And so you're ready to just let go of the dream. It's like you want to let it go now. And it's like, wait, don't let it go. What kind of perceptions or what kind of views are you having? Why do you want to, just because of money? Is that what it is for some of you? Or is it because you have to put time and effort into this? Okay, because we got 2 cards here talking about, we have the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse talking about lack of optimism. You don't feel like you're going to be lucky. You don't feel like things are going to work out. So we're going to have to look at why, because the main message here was looking at your perception of things and looking at it from a common sense perspective. Why do you feel it's not going to work out? What is it that's going on with you that's holding you back from wanting to move forward? We got to find out what that is, because if it's just, stubbornness, or if it's just, you having, not wanting to put in the work and the effort, because the Knight of Pentacles in reverse talks about someone who doesn't want to put in work and effort. It's going to take work and effort to get this done. The only way for you to get to your dream, like nothing that is really worthwhile is going to it's just going to come to you without some work or some effort. Whether it comes to you afterwards, you got to put in a work or effort, or whether you got to put in a work and effort before you get to it. There's going to be work and effort in something that you truly love and something that truly is of value to you. You have to maintain it. So I don't know if this is what this is, that you're not willing to work for it, but people see you as someone who's successful, someone who's getting what you want. But internally, there's something going on with you in reference to why you're not able to move. It's like you're paralyzed on the inside. I don't know if it's because this is something that you wanted and it's finally coming to you and you're just frozen and you're trying to, your way of dealing with it is just looking at everything that could go wrong. But your perception of this situation is off. All right, so let's go into the extended and find out how we can turn this upside down, or turn this right side up rather, because it's definitely upside down. So we're going to go into the extended and find that out, and then we're going to get you some advice to see what Spirit recommends as far as how you look at this. Maybe you should look at it from a different perspective. Maybe you should talk to some friends or family member. And if you can't, then go within and tap into your higher self so that you're able to get the true messages. It's cool to listen to your friends' advice or family members, but take that information they give you and then sit alone quietly and compare that energy or that message to what your higher self is telling you. All the answers that you need are within you. So if you's holding you back, we need to find out why. So we'll go to the extended. The link's in the box below. So join me there if this resonates. If you can't, please click the like button. If this resonates, share it with someone who may be going through this. And let me know in the comments what's up. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the extended, or I'll see you in the next reading.